Happy birthday to my hubby! Woohoo! This is his custom card that I made, and I think he'll like it. He's an outdoors guy. He loves the woods. He loves building, and his passion is building log furniture. And yeah, so I'm going to make him a fun woodsy man card. So I'm getting out all of my spray stains, mica stains, distress oxide sprays. It's like the inks that I use, but in spray form. And then I have special watercolor paper. And so I make sure and get that wet. And then I start spraying all the different colors. And because I'm doing a woodsy background, I wanted to go with like browns and oranges and yellows and warm tones to keep it a natural color. So it's going to look kind of funky to begin with, but in the end, chef's kiss. It looks amazing. So what I do is I spray the little stain, and then once I get the base color how I want it, I squirt the water, and then I dry that, and then that layer is solid. It's good. And then I can go and spray on top of that, and it won't blend into the color on underneath unless I squirt it with water. Then it can kind of blend together, or it can wick out, and it'll bring out all those rich tones. And so that's just what I'm doing. I'm spraying, using water, layering, drying, rinse, repeat with a bunch of different colors. So you can see how it's coming together. And I didn't want it to pool up on the sides or the ends. So that's why you see me tapping off the excess. You can see on the side there, it looks like a little river. So I dabbed that off so it doesn't dry like that and have that coarse, thick edge. So yeah, I love this part because you can actually watch it happen. And then I didn't like the dark spots, so I squirted white on top of that to give it like a rustic look. And then I'm going to use water to blend that in and add some brighter colors on top, so it gives it more of a log wood tree color instead of like a scorched burnt spot. And then I'm adding more warms. And then I did add some mica stains, which gives it a little bit of shimmer. And then I wanted to add some splatter because not everything is blended, you know. So I just wanted it to look as natural as possible. And it really turns out quite nice, in my opinion. So we just do the squirting of the color, the water, drying it, layering. And you can do this as much as you want and get brand new colors every single time. So here I am adding a little bit more. We're almost done with this part. I just wanted some more splatter on there to give it some more layer. And check that out. Like, isn't that crazy how I don't know how many layers there are. All the different colors. It looks like bark. I just think it's really cool. And gotta get rid of that nasty stuff. So satisfying. So because I used some oxides and those are a little bit cloudy, I'm using my microglaze just to blend those in to give it the rich tones. You can see on there how it's, I don't know, how it just pulls it out and makes it look 1,000 times better. You don't have to use that on the regular sprays or just the plain distress inks, but when you use oxides, the glaze will take out that cloudiness and give it more dimension. So this is a really cool embossing folder that I got. It looks like a withered tree. And so I'm just running that through my machine, and it will impress those shapes onto the paper and make it look like an actual tree. How cool! Whoa! Magic, yeah! And you can see all the little knots and grain. So cool. And I went to my dead card pile to grab this leaf embossed paper. I have a stack of supplies that I've created but haven't used yet. I call it my dead card pile. And so I'm constantly using stuff that you wouldn't think of using. So I'm actually using this leaf embossing folder for my die cuts. And I'm using the really cute, oh crap, I can't remember the name of it. It's like the woodcut dies that I just showed you, I'm using the letters from that and putting it on the leaf die cut and using those with my letters so it looks like you've carved into the tree that I just made. How cool is that? And so they're not just like flat paper, it's all dimension, and the color is just amazing. So here I am gluing it all together using my brayer to make sure that sticks on really well, trimming off the excess. And then I'm not going to put that paper to waste. I'm using that as the liner on the inside of my card. Nothing goes to waste around here. And then I needed to cut out some sprigs, so it wasn't just plain wood. You need something. Something, give it some oomph. Oh yeah, my word, give it some boomph. So I cut out the stem and then the leaves, and I did a bunch of those off camera because you don't want to watch me do that for an hour. And then I wanted to give it a pronounced tree ring to give it a focal point. So I had another piece of wood that I had cut out, well, paper, but it looks like it, from my dead card pile. So I pulled that out, used that for the tree ring. And then on the middle part, I needed that light color because that's the newest color, so it's not going to be as dark as the rest of the tree. And I put ink on the die cut itself, so it actually embosses the ink color into the paper. Look how cool. So it makes those tree rings really pronounced, and it just, I don't know, it makes it look so much better. And so now I'm just going around and distressing the edges with my tiny distresser tool. It's so cute. I love it. It's great for the littler, smaller projects that you need to do. It gets in the little tiny cracks and crevices so much better than the bigger one. So now I'm just gluing it all together. See? Now it looks like a really cool stump or tree ring. And then off camera, I went ahead and added the letters and the sprigs. And now I'm making a custom envelope. I know everyone hates when I say that, but it's an envelope. Whatever you call it, it's where the card goes. So I also wanted to give this a distress look. So I'm using my tiny tool to distress the edges with ink. And then those are the letters. Look how cool when they're cut out. They look like you carved into a tree. So I'm just decorating his name, putting it on the envelope. So they're stuck on there. And then obviously I can't have a dead flap. So I used a different tree embossing folder, cut it up and rounded the corners and made the flap out of that. So I love it. It looks really cool. And then my logo, Just Called Cards. Woo! You can order a card just like this if you want. This one's for my mans, but I can make one for yours. So here it is, the finished product. That looks so cool, right? How freaking awesome is that? You can see all the dimension, all the layers. You can see the little letters look like scratchings, like you carved it from a tree. There's the inside with the leaf emboss, my logo, and then back to the front. I just love it. It's such a guy card. It's so nice. It's hard to find man cards these days. There you go. Now you can see the rich colors in it. Ooh, it's so nice. Let me know what you think, and happy birthday to my hubby. Love you, bye.